Hi, everybody. This is the baseball head, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion. Your host, the Hyde, and welcome back to the baseball head, too. And I hope you like this video. We're going to talk about WFAN again and how they're having like a meltdown over the New York Yankees and what the Yankees talked about, I guess, the other day, discussing their plans for this offseason. As you know, the Yankees went 82-80 and finished in fourth place in the American League East, or as it's turned out to be the American League East, because none of the teams in the American League East won one postseason game. That's funny. The Yankees didn't win a postseason game either. Nobody in the American League East won a postseason game, as it turned out. Neither did the Red Sox, who finished in dead last again. But the Yankee fans at the fan, and some of the anti-Met fans, and a couple of Met fans, are having a meltdown over what the Yankees are doing or not doing. As you know, if you don't know, WFAN broadcast the Yankee games on the radio with boring and old fart, hoping to get in the Hall of Fame, John Sterling and his partner, Susan Wallman, who you want to take a spear and stick it in your ear listening to her. She's a pioneer, all right. She is the epitome of what a ex-wife would sound like, right, frankly. I can't make fun of her. I shouldn't make fun of her, because she doesn't like it when people goof on her. When Imus would make fun of her back in the day, was not well received by her, from what I understand. But I have a bunch of, this is like in 4 parts, because I got like a whole bunch of different shows and different characters, different hosts, complaining about the Yankees. We'll start with a Met fan who's a good Met fan, and actually might be the sanest person. He might be the sanest person at the fan. That's Evan Roberts. All this is from Odyssey.com. Everything I take, I don't watch the shows. I just read their comments and I read how ridiculous they are. And the reason I do this like this is because I don't want to use their content. So I just take their words and I can spin it any way I want. Headline: Evan, Yankees fans should expect a lot of nothing with off-season changes. Ain't that the truth? After hearing Hal Steinbrenner's comments on Wednesday about subtle changes coming to the organization, Evan says Yankees fans should prepare to be disappointed. Well, they weren't disappointed enough there, Evan. Really. I think Yankee fans should prepare for a lot of nothing. Nothing in terms of what you want listening right now. Those things he mentioned about changing communication and analyzing analytics, I think that's important. I don't want to minimize that, but that's not the change you want. They care about who is running the show, the general manager. This is Brian Cashman. And it has become painfully obvious the general manager is here. He's not going anywhere. And it comes down to, are you going to add players? That doesn't have anything to do with adding players. Steinberg said the meetings got dicey at times as everyone was told to prepare to be critiqued. But based on his comments, Evan doesn't see any big changes coming down the pike. Here's the thing. Change will happen when you fire people and you bring in new people. George understood that. Quote, I don't want to minimize everything he said, but to most Yankee fans, it's gibberish, Evans said. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter, as someone would say. The fans want to hear that you're going to open up the wallet. They want you to improve the roster. Damn straight. Now, this is a comment and sort of a discussion from probably one of the more insane people at WFAN, and probably the angriest guy at WFAN. This is from Chris McMonagle. He's about as big of a lightweight as you could possibly get at the fan. And he is, I guess he's on the board op at during the Evan and Tiki show and in the mid-afternoon. But they prop him up. They give him shows from time to time. And he's on the air sometimes on the Evan and Tiki show. Headline: C-Mac goes off on, quote, idiotic, asinine comments from the Yankees brass. C-Mac, that's what they call him, is Chris McMonagle, was not a fan of Hal Steinbrenner's comments on the Yankees' off-season meetings and how the conversation has already been steered towards the organization falling over its own feet when it comes to improving its operations. Quote, it's not even the off-season yet. Yes, it is. What the hell are you talking about? It is for the teams that aren't playing, and they're putting their foot in their mouth, C-Mac said, addressing Steinbrenner's comments at Sportico Invest in Sports event. Also, he was at the same event that Steve Cohen was at. Interesting. The whole day today now is a conversation about how the Yankees do business when it didn't have to be. Quote, invest in sports. You should invest in the team and put more money in the team. Meanwhile, team president Randy Levine, oh boy, this is a Steinbrenner guy, so he should know better, via NJ.com, that revenue sharing needed to be addressed, which CMAX saw as another deflection from the Yankees' real problems. Quote, the comments today were absolutely asinine. Randy Levine's sit went out. What are you talking about? Again, Chris McMonagle, you sit it out. He's, really, really angry guy. You see the picture? I haven't seen one picture of him smiling. The first news the Yankees fans have since the end of the disastrous offseason, as we're watching teams obviously choke in the offseason, as we watch teams in our division that we told were not even close to get swept. That's what Yankee fans have to hear. It's just idiotic. The Yankees struggle with a lot of things. They struggle putting a team together. They struggle with finding left-handed hitters, with finding a left fielder. Add the idea of PR to it, because today was an out-and-out disaster. Well, not as big of a disaster as some of the comments that you make and your show in particular. And now from the side of, well, some people need a lot of help. And this comes from Keith McPherson, the guy that took over for Steve Summers. Summers, you be, me here, you there. He took over for Steve. This is a guy that his first guest was his sister. Just think about that. Most of these hosts, they get big, celebrities, or they get, athletes. This guy got his sister. But here we go. Headline, Keith, criminal Brian Cashman to pass on Bryce Harper after redundant Giancarlo Stanton move. Let's go back in time. Something that he was not even on the air when this happened. And then they didn't even put his full name in it. Keith McPherson was live on the air Wednesday night as Bryce Harper was torching the Braves to the tune of 2 home runs in a pivotal Game 3 at Citizens Bank Ballpark. And he couldn't help but picture Harper shining on the playoff stage in pinstripes. I would mention about Keith that he has recently admitted that he shills for the Yankees. So I wonder if the whole entire station does that. Which is does he shill as a fan or does he shill as a host? He did not elaborate. He did not enunciate the way he should have in that comment. Which is what could have happened had the Bombers aggressively pursued him in free agency 4 years ago. Quote, another guy who grew up a Yankee fan who got a podcast and said they didn't even give me a phone call. They didn't even contact, McPherson said. Excuse me, what? Bryce Harper, a generational talent who we saw on the cover at Sports Illustrated at 16 years old. The guy was dreaming of playing in Yankee Stadium. You know what the Yankees did? Oh no, we got Giancarlo Stanton. We're good. Redundant. I would mention about Stanton. He hit 59 home runs the year that they brought him in. And he won the MVP with the Marlins. Harper led the Phillies to the pennant last year and could very well be on his way, or he might have done it already, this year in 2023, while the Yankees watch from home. Oh, sorry, Keith. For Keith, it was an unforgivable miss by the Yankees to not even entertain the thought of Harper in the Bronx. Criminal, Brian Cashman, for not to entertain Bryce Harper. Well, it's an unforgivable miss, Keith. Then what you do when people are unforgivable? You leave them. Stop shilling for the Yankees and stop being a Yankee fan. Simple as that. And finally in this video, from Boomer and Gio, rip Yankees' ridiculous clubhouse renovation plans. So the Yankees are really have been spinning their wheels for a long time. They've not been to the World Series since 2009. But the things that the Yankees want to do, because, it needs to be done, they're going to renovate the clubhouse this offseason. How about renovate the team? How about that? Hal Steinbrenner says changes are coming to the Yankees. Some will be more subtle than others, and among them are changes to the clubhouse. Oh, isn't that what everybody was caring about? Steinbrenner noted, adding, sleep rooms. What? Sleep rooms. Improving the clubhouse dining. What are they going to have, bunk beds? You have beds in the clubhouse? What the hell's going on here? And add red light therapy as some of the renovations that will be made this off-season. This is like a country club? For Boomer and Gio, it was hard not to laugh. It's just really, really bad PR kind of stuff. Gio said. That's what comes out of this. The Yankees fans are looking for big changes now. How next year will be different. And the big reveal was a locker room and clubhouse renovation where they have new dining rooms and sleep rooms. It just sounds terrible. You think so, Greg? That incites a fan base that is already pissed off. Boom was not any more impressed than Gio about the response from ownership. This is ridiculous, Boomer said. Did Jorge Posada and Andy Penn, Mario Rivera, and Derek Jeter, did they need sleep rooms and cafeterias? No. I would mention Rivera used to take naps during the games. So he didn't know what the hell he's talking about. Another one doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Quote, they have convinced themselves that being over 500 and being competitive, given the circumstances they faced this year, meaning injuries, that they're okay, that they're on the right track. Well, why ruin with success? That's my mantra as a Met fan. Why mess with success with the Yankees? Now, obviously, WFAN is besides themselves because when the Yankees are bad, when any team is bad, you don't make money, and they know, and this is why they're all pissed off at the fan, is because of the fact that the Yankees bring in more revenue for their station than their stupid shows do, and they know that they have to push the Yankees. They hope that they can influence the Yankees. If the fans can't influence the Yankees for getting rid of Brian Cashman and getting rid of Aaron Boone and bringing in some left-handed hitting and developing starting pitching in their farm system, then it's not going to happen. I would mention that the Yankee farm system, aside from Jason Dominguez, is not very good. Okay, it is not a very good farm system. They are considered the bottom third farm system. So this team is in massive trouble in terms of trying to put a winning group together like they used to. They're not able to do that right now. And because they are like basically in the middle, they're not the top and they're not on the bottom, that's a bad position to be in. You're better off being where the Mets are at the bottom than you are at the top in the middle. Because you're in the middle, you don't know what the hell you're going. That's simple as that. But you let me know what you think about this video. What do you think about all these screwballs? I mean, all these hosts at the fan. What do they have to say? They're fun to make fun of, and I know people love it. I love doing this. I live for this, really. And I love doing this in the real world, too. I do it quietly, but I do it. But now you get to pay me by watching the videos, and maybe send me a super thanks for this. This is a lot of fun. Hope you like it. And, of course, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.